Well, it's better than nothing, huh? Well, welcome everybody. It's what is it? Freaking is that your hand or is that Gerry's
That's
hand?
my hand.
Oh.
Shut it.
Welcome everybody. It's May 30th, and guess what? It's Gerry's birthday. He literally just finally got into his 50s, so he's officially into a whole new, about to get like a Denny's special, French Slam special, and all that on the house. So, I don't know what you did today. You probably just slept a lot, right? When you get in your 50s, like literally, it's a whole new freaking ball game, right? It's all about finding those depends on sale, and finding every one of the stores you go to that has a little scooter and all that stuff that you can get in.
Hey,
And,
the depends are very convenient. They really are. Give it a shot sometime.
well, Trump says there. I mean, Trump wears them, so at least that's what the left says. So, no, Gerry is not 50, but he is older than me. No, he's not. So, welcome to your middle-age 40s. Of course, you're on your either the other end of the 40s at this point, but time to buy Depends. Yeah, that's true. It depends, Duncan. Who makes Depends? Would that be Huggies? Would that be does
No,
Kimberly Clark make those?
I think it's Kimberly Clark actually.
Yeah, there you go. I just did a top 5 video and Kimberly Clark made the list again. It's literally a good candidate for PMCC probably again.
Yeah, I was checking that out. I might throw one of those on. We'll see.
So let me just recap how my week went, kind of maybe just, the returns for the month and then returns for year to date. And then you can recap yours and then we'll do some hellos and shout outs here to the people that are showing up or still showing up. Who knows what they're doing? It's 48 degrees here and literally it's almost like it's about to snow. It's been raining all day, but so my week was interesting. I don't remember what I made this week. It was over $2,500 I made just this week alone. So I recaptured all the losses I took last week, which actually had a positive week last week too. But this week did a lot of damage. So a lot of good damage in a good way, I suppose. If I can find the freaking information I need to find here. So I actually, let's see here. Let's see. So I finished the month out 1.89% up, and that includes closing out some ARC. What the heck were those, Larry? They were. It was a covered call, so I got assigned 200 shares of ARK. So I sold the ARK. Well, matter of fact, I sold the covered call 2 contracts against ARK at 110 for a loss, but I sold the covered call or the 200 shares that I had wiped out that loss. So that all counts in there as far as I'm concerned, even though it wasn't an option. It's still all part of the game. So that all counts in there. So that puts me at 1.89% for the month, up over $4,766 for the month in my options account. So that's pretty good. I mean, it's slightly shy of my 2% goal. I could have took off some more stuff on Friday and met that 2% goal. But, just for the sake of YouTube or, hey, I made my 2% goal, I'm not going to do that. I left some stuff on to bake over the 3-day weekend because I could easily took off 1 or 2 more things. Just got met the number, but that's fine. I'm still up year to date, 13.8%. So still beating the market. Not that I really give a shit about that, but I'm on track to beat what I want to beat, which is that 24% goal. And I'm up over $25,000. Let me see if I can find that number here. Over 25,300 year to date so far, just in the options account. So I'm on track to surpass my number actually. So I'm pretty happy about that. The longer dated DTEs, I'm actually starting to love those a lot more. Give me shit if you want MDB, so they're not super long dated. They're not going out 9 months, 6 months. I'm going out 45 days. In some cases, I might go out 50 days because I might take something off that reaches profit pretty quickly and then push it out 50 days or so. But I'm liking those. So right now I have nothing expires literally all the way until July 2nd. And then I don't have anything that expires. So I got basically $1,000 of premium sitting out for July 2nd. And then I have a lot of stuff, $4,700 sitting out for July 16th. And that's the normal expiry. So I'm kind of liking that. So $5,700 premium sitting on right now, about 32% buying power usage. And that is with portfolio margin turned on, 31 positions, 40 contracts total. And so that's kind of the recap of my week and months, and where I'm sitting at, trying these longer dated. I'm kind of liking them so far. So have nothing in danger being in the money. So if you have any questions, anybody specifically about, last week or the month or any of my strategy, go ahead and hit up in the comments. And I'm going to turn it over to Gerry here, the birthday boy here, and to talk about his month, his week, and his numbers year to date. So take it away, birthday boy.
Yeah, so thanks for all the birthday wishes. Had a good, relaxing weekend. Can't complain. We went out to the beach, spent a little time out in Pismo and Avila, and got my ice cream on and got a little bit of sun. And today we went and had some sun. Yeah, look, I'm kind of pink, right?
Yeah, I'm white.
Came back today. We just went and had lunch at a Mexican restaurant and had some cake, and that was it. So when you're young like me, you tend to not do so much, right? And it's not a big party and all that stuff. So, but otherwise, it was great.
So what did your son get you?
I got
you one flip flop. She got you the other flip.
Two pairs of flip flops. I got 2 pairs of flip flops and high quality flip flops. You know me, I'm usually the guy that wears like $5 outfits, right? $1 flip flops from Old Navy.
Wait, hang on a second. For anybody that's in the chat here, we don't know Gerry to that level. He doesn't talk about any of that stuff,
He's
so the frugalism side.
I am very frugal. So I've always wanted like high quality flip flops, right? But I could never get myself to buy it. And so my family bought me 2 pairs. So I'm going to break those in. I got a razor. I didn't shave today because it died on me this morning. So I got a new razor and a wallet. I got a new wallet too. So that was nice.
All right, get ready your George Costanza wallet then.
Yeah, I went fancy and got one of them little, I don't know what they call them. They're just like little wallets that hold credit cards.
See the wallets I have. I got one that's made by an ultralight hiking company, so it's like 0.05 ounces or something.
It's something like that. It's real tiny. It just holds cards, basically. A little bit of cash, but
that's all you need these days.
That's all you need these days. Yeah,
you got to have a condom in there, of course.
Well, yeah, not anymore, but you
didn't hear that. You didn't hear that, Gerry.
Got the permanent circle in there.
Yeah, exactly. It's expired. It's 20 years old.
Yeah, it's all dried out.
It's made out of lambskin. So tell us about your week.
Options.
Yeah, this is an options show. Well, it's stock show too.
Yeah, it's same thing. So as some of y'all know, if you follow me, I spent pretty much the entire month of May in the hole. I was, all 3 weeks I was in the hole fighting to climb out of the hole. Last week of May, which was this past week, climbed out of that hole, ended the week with 2,500 realized roughly profit. So I ended the month with roughly $1,500, a little over $1,500 in net profit for the month. And that ended up being right around a 2.3% gain. Right. So that should see the chart. It's literally like a U, where how my month went. But I'll take it. I'll take it for sure. I've been starting to do some of that longer data stuff like Dave was. I had the handcuffs on me for the middle of May, so I really didn't do a whole lot, didn't put a whole lot on. But the last week when what's that?
Fuzzy handcuff people.
Fuzzy, yeah. They're purple.
They're purple.
So Monday, I ended up taking off my Zoom and ARC calls that I've been rolling forever that took up an extreme amount of margin impact, and I was able to start selling and getting back into the groove. So I got on roughly 30 contracts now, still only about 33% buying power used, 33, 34 right in there. And I'm starting to put on a lot of those longer dated ones. I haven't been putting on anything less than 30 days. That's for sure. But I've been putting on some 40s, some 50s, right in that range. And I like it. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do what I've done before. I'm going to test it out for sure. Because usually I've been taking stuff off every single day, making money every single day. I don't know with this strategy if that's going to be possible, but we'll see. But the nice thing about longer dated stuff is you get a safer strike.
Yeah, well, you're going to be able to take it off, but the problem is I think you might have to get used to just letting it bake a little bit longer. Like that 40%, that 30%, you're going to find it's very easy to hit. And it's like, well, then what are you going to do? You're going to put it on for the same expiry? Right? That's the issue I've been running into. So I think you just need to let it bake longer. So you might be twiddling your thumbs a lot during the day.
Yeah, that's probably true. Because you'll see stuff within a week and you're 50% in, and it's like, okay, if I take that off, then what do I do with it? You got to look for something to put out there. And if there's nothing out there, you might as well let it bake. So, I'm enjoying it. The month ended up okay. 2% a month, I guess, is great. It's actually great, but it's kind of disappointing at the same time.
Oh, thanks.
Because I've been doing so well these other months, and 2%'s fine. There's nothing wrong with 2%. That's 24% annualized. That's killing the game, right? So can't complain. So
what are you up year to date?
Not much. I'm actually down. No, I'm not down. Sorry. January, I had a horrible month, extremely horrible month, panicked out of stuff, lost a bunch of money. So I'm only up 7% year to date.
That's not bad though.
But if you were to take out January and just pretend it didn't happen, I know that you can't, but it just pretend from February to May, it's 28%, 27.4% or something like that. So,
and I ran those numbers last night when we were talking, and I'm pretty much would be where I'm at now, like 13% up or something like that. So it's just the consistency on my side. So there's a kind of a lesson / point here. You had Titanic cans, right, with RK. And did you have any Titanic cans with anything else?
RK was the only one that really worried me. Because some other stuff that was close to in the money was like Intel. That didn't worry me. Zoom, but I had a really safe strike price on there. Well, I won't call it safe, but it was way down there. So yeah, that's a big difference. The contrast between Dave and I, Dave being Dave safe and GW being GW safe,
Dave's not so safe anymore.
Yeah, we were comparing May numbers, and it's a really stark contrast between what Dave puts on and what I put on, because Dave puts on these mostly large cap, big companies, right? And I put on a little bit more small cap, mid cap type companies, right? The Russell 2000 more more type companies. And, the middle of May, right, we all suffered that drawdown, and I suffered a 10% drawdown, and Dave was only like 3, I think, right?
Yeah.
3 or 4.
3.77, yeah.
Yeah, so I had 2 5% down days in a row, and it really put me in a pickle. But Dave only was down 3%. But like old Randy used to say, it'll all come back.
So the RK, it might have worried you, but when you talked about this taking a lot of buying power up, right? The Titanic hands, it's opportunity cost, right? Like, are you going to take something to the grave? I mean, Titanic hands, I came up with that term. Diamond hands, I had no idea what the heck that was. Titanic hands seemed like, it made the most sense to me. So that's the reason why I came up with it. That could be a gift and a curse, right?
Yeah.
Because if that shit don't come back, you're going to be you can be struggling to make any money for quite a while.
Yeah.
So you really definitely need to be careful of what you're going to be Titanic hands in.
Exactly.
Invest in Sensei is a good example. I think even Frank, maybe even Citizen of the Year, but got into some stuff and they're making like $40 a week now because everything they're in is just down 10 to 20%. So you got to be careful what you're going to be Titanic hands in. Maybe you just want to take the loss, get out of it. Like I got out of pins. I got out of, Snow is a different story. I got out of Spotify and I got out of something else like that, right? That I just like, okay, well, these companies just look a little riskier than like a Microsoft and Apple. So I just decided to take a loss on them, minimize, because they could have went Titanic hands on me, right?
Yeah.
So, and then I'm going to make, well, I'd still be making money, but if you have a small account and you're in Zoom and RK, that's going to take a lot of buying power up, right?
Yeah, it was stressful because I mean that was taking up 50% of my buying power almost, roughly. I mean margin maintenance, right? So it really, like I said, it handcuffed me. So in a smaller account, it really can mess you up, playing these bigger stocks, because if you have to roll one, you can be in trouble, right? And then you can't do what you normally do.
Well, my RKs worked out great. I had a 110 strike, got assigned. It dropped down. I was down like $4,000 just in the common, but the covered calls were worth a fortune still. Eat at 110. I'm like, oh, this is easy money. $400 just like that, and for what, 2 weeks out, and then I sold another set. I bought those back like half price, put another set on out of $400, and that's when RK just went on a run. I'm like, all right. Well, guess what? It had just bled off enough that my common was up. More than the loss was on the short call. So I just bought them back, closed the whole thing out, freed up buying power, and here we are. We're off to the races again. Let's do some hellos and shout outs and all that here, Gerry.
Right on.
MBB, happy birthday, Gerry. We're finally old enough to get you a driver. Yeah, well, you got to hit it. You got to get him a geriatric license where it has like glaucoma, check-in and all that stuff. And what else you got to do? You got to do incontinence test and all that stuff.
Yeah. You got to have a special seat installed in your car.
Oh man, we got Mikaru here. Let's see. Happy birthday, Gerry! Letting us spin. Yeah, that is actually pretty cool. He doesn't really have much of a life anyway, so thank you for joining us, Gerry. Happy birthday, Gerry. Honored you are spending the birthday with us. Let's see here. Time to buy Depend stock. Yeah. Kimberly Clark. It's almost a freaking dividend king. We got Rebecca Thompson. Well, first, last. Hey, guys. Let's see here. Rebecca Thompson, hope you're all doing well. We're doing all great. We're a little bummed that the futures aren't open right now. So, I just want to log in. Okay, the market up, the market down, and we got to wait a whole nother damn day.
Yeah, right before I logged in with you, I went and looked. I'm like, oh well.
We got Thumper in the house here. Happy birthday!
Thank you.
If Thumper's willing, he can come on today and talk about his month, his week, and how he's doing year to date. If he wants to come on briefly, it's up to you, Thumper. You might have to get out of bed and put some clothes on or something, but Frugality, yeah, I agree. I bet people are trying to bust my balls on my latest videos, basically saying, well, if you're, 2 million, well, I'm not quite at 2 million, but whatever goes up to $5 million, but the buying power of that only is $100,000 because of inflation. Well, what are you going to do then? It's like, well, you stay invested, right? Because inflation is going to cause my money to get inflated with inflation, right? And I can guarantee you this: I'm not going to be spending if my money goes up 3x. I'm not going to be spending 3x in expenses. All right, it's as simple as that. I only have to spend so much money on living costs, and whether it's still a tax on it's a tax on everybody, but I'm not going to be spending 3x. If I'm spending $30,000 to live right now, it's not going to be 90, right? So it's just common sense there. Is your rent going to triple? No, it's not going to triple in 10 years. Well, of course, your money's not going to triple in 10 years either. But
inflation rises invested dollars. So
exactly,
if you're not invested, then you're in trouble.
If you're not invested, that's the key there. And that's what the majority of people do in this country. I don't want to say this world because I don't know the rest of the world, but most of the people in this country, they don't invest. They don't invest very much. Or they don't invest at all. That's the reason why it's like a double-edged sword for them. They get hit with inflation for the things they buy, and they spend everything they make, plus they have no investment, right? So they're getting hit in both ends. Let's see here. If they do have an investment, it might just be in a bank. And guess what? That's still just as bad. So anyways, that's just a little bit of a economics lesson, like I'm like I'm an even economics professor here. Let's see here. More money for later. Yeah, I agree. Keep your expenses low. Don't let that inflation, really impact you. Yeah, you still got to buy food and all that. And guess what? They keep flashing on the news saying bacon's up like 5.5% or something like that, year over year, or something like that. Well, guess what? My Whole Foods still has it for $9.99 a pound. And it has not gone up. Guess why? Because it's already too expensive at Whole Foods. That's why.
Gourmet bacon, baby.
Yeah. I got top shelf pigs, baby. Vic H, love these shows, guys. Thank you. Hey, thank you, Vic, for saying that. We appreciate it. Let's talk about Rebecca here. She can come on too if she wants. Hopefully she's not having a haggard day, as she likes to call it. But what the hell, y'all must be talking about some weird options. No, we're just shooting the shit like we always do, Rebecca. But she got in her first option finally after literally freaking going through giving the kidney to Fidelity and getting approved and all that stuff. Fidelity is kind of tough, but she opened a TQQQ out. I think she got a 6750 going out to September, if I'm not mistaken. So made like $150, and so now she's got her cherry popped, and and there you go. There's your cherry pop. She made a great decision, in my opinion, going TQQQ. And if she had all the terminology right, she must have been watching all my videos, of course. But honestly, obviously, she did a great job. So, what's that?
Obviously.
It was probably your videos, probably Thumper's videos. Happy birthday, EEI439995. Happy birthday, Gerry. And let's see, common condom companies have good premium, Magnum size. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know of any. I don't know if like Procter and Gamble or or if like J&J or make condoms or anything.
I think it's Church and Dwight.
Is that the only company? There's Lifestyle and there's Trojan and all that, right? I mean, you probably haven't shopped for a condom in like 40 years, so.
Never have.
There you go. All the goods in the house here. Let's see here. We got MDB purple. This is not purple. Jesus, this is Mystic. No, it's not Mystic. It's I don't know. It's maroon. There you go. It's maroon, folks. We got Dan in the house too, and I don't know if his cherry's been popped yet or not.
I think he's doing cover calls.
You doing cover calls? All right, that's a good way to start. Gets the dividend stocks. Zach, we got is a hot dog a sandwich? I would say so. It's got two pieces of bread. It's got a meat inside, right? Little dong inside, right?
You can put anything you want on. You can assemble it like a sandwich. My wife makes some good ones. What do they call them? Chicago dogs, I think. We got tomato, onion, pickle.
Cheese.
You could
mustard, ketchup, bacon dog. Use Nathan's. What do you use?
Anything that's 100% beef.
So that's interesting. When you go to a ball game, if you ever been to a ball game in a long time, the Dodgers, the A's. Well, you're a long ways from there. Never mind. You're a long ways from the A's too, I suppose, or the Giants. But
I go to AAA.
Those are actually pork dogs. That's why they always taste better at the stadium.
Yeah. They get
long, by the way.
They get all the shavings from the floor and mash them all together. That's what makes them good.
Well, I mean, dogs are just lips and assholes anyway.
Yeah.
And they do allow a certain percentage, just like it's a minute percentage of feces in there, just to let you know. So
I literally, long time ago, back in the 80s, I literally read an ingredient list on a hot dog that said innards.
Told innards. You. Yeah. Lips and assholes. Beet juice, all that stuff. Not beet juice, but when you get chicken, look at some chicken stuff that's made with chicken. It says mechanically separated chicken parts on it. Mm-hmm. It literally says that on the packaging. Mechanically separated chicken parts. So that means they're like taking like this extractor to extract the juice out of the beak and stuff to put it in your fake chicken tenders that look like chicken tenders. But anyways, they're not coming here to talk about food. So we got
this is an all-purpose channel.
Yeah, it's all purpose. We talk about stocks, we talk about options, we talk about real life stuff, and whatever you want to talk about. This is your time, people. We already got people trashing us for talking about options. So let's see, finance. Let's see, Thumper here. Thumper put a video out today. Go take a look at it. Talk about PMCCs. It was like 100-hour-minute video or something like that. So I don't even know what I mean by that. Really, it was like 20-something minute video. But if you want to get in and you want to learn more about PMCCs, I did one, Gerry did one, Thumper did one. There you go. There's your PMCC experts. I guess it's also called vertical counter spreads. There you go. Happy birthday, Gerry. John Arnold. You got David Hidson, which he just posted in the Discord too. Which I don't have it up, but he had some gains in there, so I give him a thumbs up. We support everybody in there, so it's free. Everybody join the Discord. You guys ask questions. You want to post. You want like-minded community and all that. I don't know of anybody really in there that buys premium. I mean, we all buy premium like leaks and stuff, but nobody really buys premium as a day trade or anything. I don't think any in there. Is that?
I think there's one. Buying day trading calls on GameStop.
Ooh. Yeah. Who let that person in? Just kidding. Let's see here. We got Sal 209. 209. That's an area code by you.
It used to be my area code until they changed it. Yeah.
I don't know if that's actually what Sal's talking about here, but 209 is what's the Stockton area code, isn't it?
Yeah. Stockton, Modesto, something like that.
What are some good tickers for smaller? There, Gerry, that's a question for you.
Well, I mean, if you're just doing cash secured, 100% cash and not using buying power like we are with naked puts, that's a little tougher, to be honest with you. You gotta watch my video on Wednesday. I'd go through my trades on Wednesdays and show you what I do. But there's some stocks that are in that $20 to $30 range that I mess around with. U.S. Steel, Smith and Wesson, Rocket. I kind of don't recommend going with Rocket, but
it's been rocking up lately.
Yeah, it's not a horrible one. So yeah, check me out on Wednesday. I don't have the list.
You recorded?
No, not yet. I haven't recorded it yet. I recorded on Tuesday night to give the report from Wednesday through Tuesday.
Small tickers. Interesting. What's the smallest ticker I have on right now? SOXL. That's kind of small, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, XLF, financial ETF.
What are you calling small, Sal, anyway?
Yeah, that's probably a good question too. AT&T.
I mean, you could be thinking like $3 or something.
Yeah, that's true too. Kroger.
Yeah. So I mean, small to me would be like $50 to $100, you know.
And small to me is like 20 to 60.
Okay, I see that, but I mean, small to him could be like $1 to $5. You know, she left with you don't even have a Ford you can trade. You know what I mean? So
true.
Ford
has gone crazy. Have you seen him?
Yeah.
Jeez, I guess they're getting into electric vehicles.
I think Sirius Radio is still cheap. Let me see. That's $6.
So is GoPro.
Yeah, well, that's always been a takeover candidate, I think, in my opinion. But so yeah, let us know what's small to you, I guess. We have Blue Collar Bill here. Happy birthday, Gerry.
Thank you.
Lots of birthday wishes there. So that's our responsibility to subsidize the people who don't invest. No comment. No. Yeah, I just, it's already come out it's already come out pretty much. I'm pretty fiscally conservative, pretty socially liberal, but because I don't really, honestly, I feel like it's their life. They can do what they want in their own life, right? If you want to be gay, be gay. I don't care, as long as it doesn't bother me, right? That's just the way I think. But when it comes to fiscal, the way I lean there, it's just conservative because it's my freaking money you're taking, right? And you're just spending it in a shitty ass way, and I have no say in how you spend it. And I think it's all freaking, in my opinion, it's theft anyway. It's all theft. So I'm okay with like local state tax and local like municipal and stuff like that, city tax, because you can just move to another city. You can move, if you don't want to pay gas tax, and in my opinion, gas tax is fine. You got to pay for the roads. There you go. There's gas tax. You don't want to pay gas tax, then don't freaking drive, right? There you go. But that's up to you. You know what I mean? And I like that. So that's just kind of where I stand there. So, and a lot of people are probably going to disagree with me, but whatever.
Yeah, I think it's definitely theft because I just spent 6 hours on the highways yesterday. And we got some of the highest gas taxes in America, and our roads are literal crap.
Yeah, well, it's going to pay for all that other stuff in that in that jacked up freaking state. And it's just, I used to live there, people. I'm not freaking speaking from, I've never lived there. I grew up in California, lived there for 30 plus years. All right. And it's just went down the drain. It's just not what it used to be. It needs to flip-flop every, 4 to 8 years. You need to have a conservative in there that rights the ship every so often, fixes some of that bullshit. Otherwise, you're going to end up with people just mass exodus leaving, and then they're all going to Texas, they're all going to Florida. Why is that, right? It's common sense. Inflation hits wage earners. That's what I'm saying. We can turn it into a political, channel today, I guess. But the thing is, they say they're not going to raise taxes on anybody making less than $400,000, right? We're not going to touch your money and touch your wages. We're not going to touch this. If you make over $400,000, pay your fair share. We're going to shame you by saying pay your fair share, which is all bullshit, by the way. The richest people in the world, the rich, the 99% or whatever, the 1%, not the 99, the 1%, they pay the most taxes anyway. All right. And so just saying that you're not going to, put taxes on middle class or the poor, well, guess what? You're printing $6 trillion. What do you think that's going to do? It's going to cause inflation to go up. And that's a tax on everybody, not just rich people. Rich people don't really care. They can afford it. But the middle class and the poor people the most are going to get affected the most.
Yeah, they're going to get hit the hardest for sure. But
it seems like common sense to me. I just don't. It honestly is a way to just get people to be dependent on the government. That's really what it is. Get more people dependent on the government, and that way they vote a certain way. That's just the way I think that part. I mean, is there some real good spending in there? I'm sure there is, but there's a lot of pork in there. There's a lot of pork in there. So anyways, hopefully there's supposed to be a check and balance, so hopefully that happens. But it's my money, and I pay a lot of taxes, by the way. So, and I don't see a dime of it back ever. I didn't get any stimulus check. Do I need one? No, I don't. But I didn't get any. So I supported probably 80 people's stimulus check, something like that. The amount of taxes I paid last year. So. Let's see here. Well, going back to this one, yeah, we basically touched that right there, Michael. Come on, option show. Naha, I have no idea what's going on. Well, you can talk about putting on your position and how you learned, and I would be interested to know how you picked up the terminology so well. Did you watch any Tasty Trade videos? Did you watch any of my videos? Did you watch Thumper's videos? Did you watch Randy's videos? Did you watch Gerry's videos? Because you literally had it perfect. And I was a little scared. I'm not going to lie. When I started reading your poll and some of the comments people put in there and stuff, they're literally like scared to death of options in there, trying to steer you away from them. So, she went the 4750 strike there, Gerry.
Oh,
that's even better.
that's Dave safe.
Yeah. Well, going up to September, I'd probably be around 35, 40 or something anyway. So
yeah, I have some 35s on there.
Yeah. So
I think she knows more than she's letting on.
She probably is. I don't know. She's a smart cookie. So if you're not too haggard enough, why don't you come on and talk about the story? So, yeah, I was a little afraid with what the people are saying in there, because there's a lot of stories and horror stories out there with people buying premium and losing their ass. And if you're doing things right with what we're doing and you're staying in quality companies, you don't have Titanic hands on the worst companies out there like Neo and what's another one, Gerry? Freaking Mara, Riot. Yeah. If you have Titanic hands in those companies, you're going to be underwater and you're going to be hating life. So, and Titanic will crack in half and you're done. But so yeah, that's the story there. Go support her channel, by the way. Take a look at her latest video. What's that?
A lot of those stocks they kind of reel you in. They get you right. They make you feel good. You get to collect premium, and then next thing you know, you're assigned, and that sucker drops 50%, and then you're like, "What do I do?" And then you're stuck.
Well, the people that wheel those things are like just making out like bandits until the shit goes underwater, and then they're screwed.
It works till it doesn't.
Yeah, I mean, there's still just, I don't know, none of the other people show up anymore. They used to show up, but now they're underwater and they don't show up anymore. Sold MU I had MU. I didn't want to do Titanic hands on it, so I got out of it with like a really small gain / loss. But I think I opened up a new set. Let me look.
Yeah, I had some too. But what do you mean you closed them with a small gain / loss? How's that possible?
Yeah, because I don't remember which one it was. Let me look. I closed them out for a small gain, $40.
Yeah.
And I did not open a new set yet. And it might have been because, let me see, do they have earnings coming up? Let me see. I looked at it, thought about it putting on Friday, March 31st. So no earnings. So I looked at it, thought about putting them on Fridays, but I'll probably just put them on Tuesday. So yeah, it was a small gain. I didn't like where it was at. When the market goes down 5% in a week or whatever, it gets a little sketchy sometimes. You need to make some decisions sometimes. So he did. Let's see here. MU puts when they dropped, below 80. So 624. What strike did you do? Below 80. Yeah. It's honestly not a bad company. Like it's actually super cheap, believe it or not, right now. But it's just one of those ones that could go Titanic hands on you. So I was just kind of, it's not a Microsoft. It's not an Apple. I'm not an Apple fan at all, but it's a solid company, right? It's not going to do Titanic hands on you. So I'm curious what strike he did here. So
I had a 75. I had a 75 strike on it a week or two ago. Got out of that one.
I had a 65.
Jeez.
But it got down there pretty low, so
maybe it was 70.
Yeah. You're right. Yeah, it was just one of those ones that could have went in. Why not take the the $40 gain, which was a 43% gain, right? I mean, it was a 43% gain, Gerry. You would have taken it all day long,
for sure.
So how long? I love long videos. Hey, that's cool. 2-hour video coming up. I've never had any complain about my length of videos, although I've had people say this could have been done in 2 minutes, which, it's impossible, but I've had that. Let's see here. They take so long to plan, film, and edit. Yeah, welcome to the club there, Thumper. You want to come on? Let us know. Let me know if you want to talk about your month, your week, and your year-to-date numbers, because he obviously has a pretty good story for the month. He was upside down big time, and it came back, and I post like, a $1,500 week or something like that. It was a $2,500 week, but I posted a big gain that day. He plops down like a $6,000 gain, middle finger all day long. So we got Joomer, thumbs up. We got Clowned Around. What's up, everybody? I'm really digging his comments lately. He's putting a lot more personal information in there, so I get to learn more about Clowning Around. So that's cool. My buddy, my problem. My body, my problem. Yeah. Like I said, anybody can do whatever they want with their own body. They can. You want to be gay? I don't care. It doesn't bother me at all. I just don't want it to affect me. That's all. And that's kind of the way libertarians kind of live, right? They're all about personal responsibility. This is my body. I can do what I want with it, as long as it doesn't affect me. As long as what I do doesn't affect you. So that's kind of it's simple. It's common sense, in my opinion. But unfortunately, not to everybody. Let's see here. Oh, we got MDB. Keep doing what you're doing. We love them videos. Yeah, I agree. I think I'm gonna sneeze. Why don't you talk about something, Gerry? Maybe not. Maybe it'll go away.
You're gonna sneeze? I'd like to know what Clowning Around's name is, so I don't call him a clown. I don't want to call him clown all the time.
Well, we also had somebody join the Discord named Jackass, so that was kind of cool.
Yeah, I had to welcome that one. I will welcome Jackass.
Exactly. We got Blake here. Taxation is theft. I think it is, especially the Fed tax. Like federal tax is not even. Yeah, the way I look at it is, if everybody woke up tomorrow with amnesia, they had no idea what taxes were, right? And all of a sudden, April 15th comes along and say, you owe $40,000. They'd be like, what the fuck are you talking about, Willis? Come on, Cletus. They'd be like, nobody would pay that. And guess what? The IRS would implode overnight. It'd be gone. So, if we have to have a federal government, okay, and I don't think we need one, but if we have to have one, what is the legitimate function of the federal government? It's to provide security and protection for the country. That's it. That's all. It. Nothing else. Mm-mm. So all this other shit is just a chicken in every pot. It's just to get votes, just to get you to vote for them. We're going to put a chicken in every pot. They said that years and years ago. And all they do is just spend money on stupid shit. Most of it's just stupid shit. It's a waste of freaking money. And you can debate that, whether or not a free libertarian society or free market society would be better off, right? But I could decide what I spend my money on, or what I donate my money on, or who I help, right? There's going to be enough goodwill people to help. But if you think about the way we live in this society today, in general, that is how we live. It's a free market society. I go to the store, I get some bacon, I pay for it, and I leave, right? That's a free market. When you start getting the government involved, that's when shit starts getting screwed up, in my opinion. And there's a lot of shenanigans going around behind the scenes there. So clowning around, happy birthday, Gerry.
Thank you.
If you didn't know, everybody, it's Jerry's birthday today, and he turned 50. Let's see here. My account is like 60K.
A few.
Yeah. So he's got about account sizes about as big as yours. That's what she said. Yeah, I am trying to do cash put. Do so. I don't know.
You want me to do it, Dave?
Yeah, Gerry, do it.
Okay, my account is like 60K. Yeah, I'm trying to do some cash secured puts or calls, no margin, finding it tough to make money. I'll watch your Wednesday's videos. Now, you'll get some ideas. You'll get some ideas from the Wednesday videos, but I would say without using buying power like we do in IB, it's going to be tough. Now, you will be able to make some money for sure, but I think there's power. There's that big power in using buying power. You're not really using margin. I think that's a tough one to get over for a lot of people because they think yes, it can get you in trouble, but you have to learn how to maneuver and use it responsibly, and it can make you a lot more money than you would be able to with just 60,000.
I guess my question for Sal would be: is this a retirement account? Is that the reason why you don't have margin turned on?
Oh, yeah,
margin would help you. I don't know if you're in the U.S. or not. If you're not, I mean, IB, because I don't know if you can get 4-to-1 outside the country or not either. I haven't really discovered that. We should run probably an international channel or something inside the Discord just to kind of ask that type of stuff maybe. But so margin would help for sure. But if it's obviously if it's a retirement account, there's no margin available. Right. Do you need to use margin? No, but I don't think you'll be able to eke out the returns that Gerry's producing with his account size. With 60K with no margin, right? So, got Rebecca here, me Kevin for governor, California governor. I'm waiting for Bruce. Good old Bruce. Yeah, I don't know. Honestly, I've never watched the Meet Kevin video, so I couldn't even tell whether or not he's worth a shit or not. So
I don't either.
He's probably better than Newsom, I can say that, but
probably.
I don't think you can get any worse than Newsom.
So is Bruce, but I mean, come on. I don't know. I probably shouldn't get too far into it.
Probably should. Make me look good, Gerry. Make me look good. Let's see here. Lived in San Diego for 8 years. Those state taxes are ridiculous. I agree. I've probably I estimated about $100,000 to $150,000 in taxes, state taxes, since I moved to this state 16 years ago. So that's a lot. That's real money. That's real freaking money. The state tax here is fixed at like 4.6%. It's just fixed for everybody. 4.6%. Boom. There you go. And honestly, I think that's what they should. If there's got to be a stupid federal income tax, they should just do a freaking flat 15% across the board. Everybody pays 15%. The problem with that is, you ever ask anybody about it? There's a lot of people that don't pay 15%, so they feel it's unfair. Oh, I got to pay 15% now? You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, and I'm not talking about rich people. I'm talking about like poor people or the people that don't make a lot of money. They feel that's unfair because the middle class only has to pay 15% now. It's like, I don't understand. That's fair. Everybody's paying 15%. And guess what? It'll be more revenue than they make now. So there's no loopholes. There's no deductions. There's no nothing. There you go. No incentive to have 10 kids anymore. Let's see here. Rich people don't pay taxes. They write it off. Depends. Rich people do pay taxes, but they don't pay a lot. depends on how they make their money. Like investment income, obviously, there's a lot of. That's the reason why you need to transition at W-2 income to investment income, right? Rich people have investment income. That's how they pay a low rate. And, I don't know if you want to debate that or not, whether or not we should be taxed a higher rate on our income and on our investment income. That kind of spurs growth. But I don't know. What do you think about that one, Gerry?
I would take advantage of any loophole that is available to me at any income range.
That's not called a loophole. That actually sounds.
It's not a loophole, but
it sounds like you're trying to skirt taxes. You're trying to.
Right.
That's what it sounds like, right? But the reason why so many loopholes exist to begin with is because they're trying to spur growth in a certain. Okay, well, you used to be able to write off, I think, your car interest. You used to be able to write off credit card interest, all that crap. Back in the 70s, I think it might have ended in like the 80s, I think. But you used to be able to write all that stuff off. Now you could write off just your house pretty much, interest on your house. But, they did that for a reason. They were trying to spur growth in buying a car or buying a house, and so that's the reason why a lot of these stupid things exist and how things got so screwed up to begin with, and probably the reason why the tax code is like 10,000 pages, right? Anyways, it's kind of an interesting topic, honestly, and I'd love to kind of talk about this stuff, but people might actually unsub, so it's just because of the way people are. I like to have a great discussion about it. And if people want to come on and talk about stuff like this, like Dan or something, to me, it's just, I love the discussion. You know what I mean? I'm not going to bite your head off as long as you don't bite my head off, right? When will you take profits on your BABA July 2nd 50? He's talking about mine? I have a BABA. I have a BABA on. I have a BABA.
I don't have a BABA on.
I have a BABA. I got a July.
A little sour on Chinese stocks.
It's the only Chinese stock I pretty much get in. Chickadee China. Let's see here. Yeah, it's a July 7th, 16th, excuse me. What the hell is it? It's a dollar. Let's see, it was a $1.02 I got out of it. I thought I guess I didn't. I thought I did a strangle on it, but I didn't. So I'm down on it 4% right now, so I just put it on. I'll probably look to, get out 50% and above. Honestly, I'm going to try to let stuff bake a little bit more to get up to like the 70% area if I can. Just makes more sense. So I'm going to try that out. Gerry and Dave. Gerry, how do you decide when to take profit? Depends on the position. Yeah. Depends on how long it's been on. Depends on how many days are left. Depends on, how risky it is, right? Like it's just if is earnings coming up. I'm trying to let stuff bake to like 70% now, not just 50. But I want stuff baking. But the problem I've run into, Gerry, and maybe you've hit this issue too, the longer, like slightly longer data stuff, is they tend to like hit 40, 47%, and they like stick there for a week.
They stop, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like, why not take it off and throw something else on?
Yeah, I really start looking like if you put something on and it just freaking immediately runs to 40% profit and it's got 40 days left, 30 days left, I start really thinking about taking that off.
I agree.
That's like free money. Like, just, you want to give me 40% in 3 days? Yeah, okay, thank you.
I would definitely agree with that. If it's got 40 plus days on it, it's already up 40%. Take it off, put some new things on. And this is what we were talking about earlier. I've done that. I've taken it off and put the same ticker back on for the same expiry with a modified strike. It's like you almost have to. It's because of the longer dated stuff. I just don't have enough tickers to put on, but
you got to be careful there, adjusting that strike. You really got to look at the chart. You got to look at the chart and see where you're at comfortable.
Because it goes up $10, you can't move the strike up $10 necessarily.
Right. Exactly. You'll
Because
eventually catch it and get burned there.
yeah, we'll catch a falling knife, right? If the stock moved up $10 in a matter of 3 days, there's a more likelihood that it could go back down $5 and it's going to go up $5. I don't know. We got dividends and dojis here. I love that freaking dojis. Bought an HPE call. They were up. They were down. I think they were down one of the days this week. Pretty good.
Yeah, they were.
1650. You've played that one. Well, you've invested in. I don't know if you've ever done options on it though.
That was actually that was my very, very first cash secured put, HPE, and I got stuck in that sucker because I played earnings.
I mean, I don't know what my very first cash secured put was on, but I do. Everybody knows, not everybody, but most people know my very first option was in GM, which went bankrupt. So shortly after. Let's see here. 1650 and put on at 16. Yikes. Bought an HP. Okay, so he bought a call at 1650 and it put it. So he's doing. That's not a.
That's like a neutral position, isn't it?
So he bought the put?
That's what it looks like.
It's kind of like a straddle in a way. It's a spread. It's a strangle, but it's just the opposite side, right? Is it called a strangle if you buy? If you buy at put and you buy a call? Is that still called a strangle?
So. That would be like unstrangled.
That's a good one, Gerry. Thumper, you here? What is that called? If you're buying premium and you buy a put and you buy, of course, obviously a strangle is normally wider, or at least when I do them, they're wider, but it's almost a straddle in a way. I'm pretty sure it's called a straddle either way, whether you're buying or selling. I'm pretty sure it's a strangle either way too. Maybe not though. It's an unstrangle. You're right. That's kind of a straddle. Let's see here. The straddles are normally the same strike though, normally, but that's still kind of a straddle. Let's see what they all say down there, and then released earnings. Okay, so he's kind of doing a straddle. He or she. I don't know if it's a she or he. That's honestly, a straddle is a great way to play earnings, but you have to know. You can use my method, right? You add the two, the middles of each side together, and that gives you the anticipated move, right? It has to make a big enough move if you're going to do a straddle to knock out the loss from the other side. So anyways, I'd be kind of curious to know if you're part of the Discord. I would love to see how that worked out. I've never done a straddle in my life, but I don't do options. I'm too lazy. It's a cheat code. It's a cheat code. We'll teach you how. Literally, if you want to make money and you want to, beat the market. I kind of hate saying that, Gerry. Beat the market. You want to make 2% a month relatively with pretty much 2% a month, Gerry. You think that's easy to do right now or hard?
I'd say it's fairly easy.
VIX did pop up, but VIX is back down again. So
you just had a couple weeks in May where it was a little rough, but
yeah, and I only say because it was easy when the VIX was higher, but I eked out a 1.89% gain this month, right? So, but I think next month should be better. I'm already still up past my goal anyway, but making money is not easy. It takes a little bit of work if you want to. Anyways, it's not for everybody. I'm not going to force you to do it. Top 5 stocks to wheel. That's an interesting one. I would just say don't wheel.
Or I would say ETFs.
Yeah. I would say we had this discussion last night, by the way, prompted by my brother asking the question. He would rather, I don't know if he's in here. I don't think he's in here, but he'd rather wheel than I'm like, why would you wheel when you just have no assignment strategy, right? And because the wheel could get you in trouble, and depending on what stock you're doing. I would probably do a QQQ or SPY, honestly. I don't know. What would be the pro for Blake here, it's questions for you, Blake. Why would you wheel versus to have a no assignment strategy? Which means you just do like a 0.2 delta on a cash secured put, gives you some downside, and then you just keep turning those and busting those suckers out.
Yeah, you have to. I think to be successful with the wheel strategy, one, you got to use high quality stocks. Two, you need to have some cash on the side. You have to be able to double down, average down in case it gets under you. And you can't sell calls against your assigned stock. So that's my thoughts.
It also depends on what strike you're going to use on the downside of the wheel, right? For the cash secured put. If you're doing at the money, you're kind of thinking the stock's going to go up. You're just going to have the money, try to make a fortune off of it. You hope you get lucky enough that it doesn't go down too far below that. You turn around and sell right at your cost basis. Right at your cost basis on your covered calls, and you're going to make a fortune, assuming it's not too far below your cost basis. But it drops down. What are you going to do? You're screwed. Yeah. You are absolutely screwed unless you average down or or you go way out in time. I don't know. It's such a hard comparison to do, to model out, because there's a lot of scenarios you can do there, right? So my question is, Blake, why would you wheel when you can just do a no assignment strategy? Because honestly, in a retirement account, either one doesn't help you. What's the difference, right?
I've actually done some wheels. I'm currently in Palantir and Rocket, and I'll be honest with you, once I'm out of them,
let's do a wheel on.
Once I'm out of them, I won't be doing wheels anymore. Not for the purpose of doing wheels. I will only do a wheel if forced into, or if I choose to. I chose Palantir and Rocket to specifically wheel.
I would almost say this, Gerry. Why not go into the trade with the intentions of not wanting to be assigned, right? And then if it gets below your strike, then you make the decision. This is a good stock. I think it has a lot of potential. I'm going to wheel it.
That's what I'm talking about.
Go into the position trying to wheel.
Exactly. That's what I'm talking about. I'll look at it as a no assignment strategy, right? But if you get into a position where, like you did with Art K, you evaluate it. You go, okay, I can take Art K right here. The call side is looking really good. This stock has good support at X amount of dollars or whatever it might be. This is a good candidate to do it on, and I can get out of this position with this. Now, instead of rolling, right? So it's a case-by-case basis. I don't think it's a good strategy to just do it 100% for the purpose of it, because in actuality, the wheel strategy is
it's supposed to be
is literally selling at the money on both sides.
Well, look at Thumper. Thumper did a video on the wheel, and he put a diagram up there, which I've seen in many of the diagrams before, but the diagram has like two hamster wheels. It's got like a hamster wheel here, and it's got a hamster wheel down here. And the first hamster wheel is you're doing cash secured puts, and it doesn't go in the money ever, right? And then it goes in the money, and then you make a decision. Then you go to the second hamster where you got to sign the shares, and you're doing the cover call portion. I would prefer to be in this hamster wheel up here, not in this hamster wheel down here.
Yeah.
So anyways, it's just an interesting thing. And I've kind of lost track of what I was going to say, but there's no real advantage, in my opinion. I think you could make more money wheeling, assuming the stock just really didn't move, right?
Yeah.
Or
that's why I mentioned too. Also, maybe ETFs would be a little bit more stable in that area. So
yeah. I was going to mention something else about it, but I've lost out my train of thought now. Vic sold a 67.5 put. Just to talk about RK real quick. I took RK at 110. It was in the money by a couple bucks. So I was immediately down, had 200 shares. Well, I got 2 contracts, got assigned 200 shares. But the call side, I mean, I don't know what it is, but with RK, like the call side was really good, and it's an ETF. It's like you look at a chart, I'm like, okay, this is a good one to just take assignment on. So I decided to take the assignment on. It was a pretty big loss too that I would have taken on those to buy back those puts. It was like $1,200 or something like that. Why not just take the freaking stock? It's a solid ETF. 110 is a decent price. So I took him, and immediately, actually, I didn't even take that back. Before that Friday even closed, I sold some covered calls against the shares I didn't even have yet. You know what I mean? So, let it bake over the weekend. Threw on some new 85 puts. Hey, you want to sign me at 85? I'll bake those with my 110s, and we'll average them out and sell some covered calls even lower, right? But that's a rare case for me. I have a no assignment strategy. But just to let everybody know, I am dynamic too with my decisions sometimes. Ideally, I don't want to have an assignment strategy. But in some cases, maybe I will take assignment of something, right? Just kind of let everybody know that there's no hard, fast rule, Because I think somebody gave me shit for that one time. Even MDB gave me some shit. Saying I don't do long dated. You gave me shit last week about it. But anyways, sold a 67.5 put on MU last week. Dave's safe, I think. Yeah. I had a 65. So, and I don't even honestly know. Well, the stock's a lot higher than it was. So that's pretty darn Dave safe. But you know what, Vic? You could have like a leap on it. You know what I mean? I don't even know if that's Dave safe going out a leap, So without knowing your expiry, I don't know if it's Dave safe. But if it's out 30 days or so, that's definitely Dave safe. Small gain / loss. I should coin that. Yeah. I say stupid stuff sometimes.
You need that on a t-shirt.
Well, you make t-shirts. The Apple wheel is undefeatable. What does it mean by that?
Means that he'll never get be in a losing position with Apple stock.
I'm not going to agree or disagree. I'm just not a big Apple fan, so it wouldn't be one I would want to do a wheel on. But I don't think it's a bad one to wheel either. I just don't want to do it. I'd feel better in a Microsoft, honestly. But I'm just not an Apple fan. I'm just not an Apple bull. I don't use any of the products. I don't like their products. But I invest in the company because everybody else loves their products. So I'm not stupid. I'm not an idiot over here. I'm still going to invest in it. But I just would. It wouldn't be one I would wheel. And like I said, I don't really have any intentions of wheeling anything from the get-go anyway. Might turn into a wheel, but Damien's here. Happy birthday, Gerry.
Thank you.
We got here John Werkeiser. I think it's how you pronounce it. Income taxes were not around until Woodrow. Yeah, I know. I think did the IRS start in was it 1930?
I was going to say it was after the Depression.
Yeah, it was like 19. Oh, he even says 1930 on here. Jesus. U.S. collected a majority of taxes through customs and exports. Yeah, I agree. Today's 80% of U.S. taxes income come corporate. Yeah. It's a shame. I'm not going to lie. Pay your fair share. Pay your fair share. Meet Kevin wants to remove income tax and legalize casinos in California. I'd vote for him if I lived there. Yeah, he's not going to get away with that. That's the thing. He's not going to get away with it. Legalize casinos. Well, casinos are already legalized. They're just on Indian reservation territory there. You got Pachangas down there. You got freaking Cache Creek. Everybody.
Oh, there's a ton of them. A ton of them.
They're all Indian reservations. There's one up right there in Lincoln, California, too, north of Sacramento.
I think there's 5 within an hour of me.
They're all on Indian reservations. That's how I get away with it. That's just not going far enough. There's so much more that needs to be fixed than just that crap, right? And he's never going to get away with removing the income tax. Let's see. In Canada, IBKR buying powers. That kind of sucks. Yeah, Canada.
2-1.
Darn you, Canadians. Maple syrup, baby.
Maple
I wonder
bacon.
if that's how it is in other countries too. 2-1. So what is what's that other one? Quest Trade? Is it Quest Trade?
In Canada, yeah, I believe so.
Yeah. It's probably better than Quest Trade, right? I've heard bad stories about Quest Trade.
I've heard, yeah, they get charged big fees over there, I think.
Yeah. In a margin account. Move to the US. There you go. Portfolio margin, baby. 6-1. Where do you guys live? Are you planning to move to lower? Yeah, I plan on eventually moving. I'm already in a pretty low income tax state, but I want to move to a no income tax state. And now, granted, you still have to weigh everything in that state. Just because they have no income tax does not mean that it's just automatically better. You know, Florida, for example, they have a lot of toll roads there. They charge a boatload of money for water there. So they always get the money back somehow, but you need to weigh that out. And is that something that you're going to use a lot of or not use at all, right? Like, let me use an example right here. Tennessee finally got rid of, I think it was this year was the last year. I think it might have been last year was the last year, but that they used to only tax investment income there, right? And then they made like a 5-year plan to get rid of it. And I think it was last year or this year was the last year. So there's no more income taxes there, but they tax food there. Okay. And I've never lived in a state where they've taxed food. Okay. And that's actually a very bad thing to do, taxing food, because that affects poor people the most, right? That's like a progressive tax on the poor. What could I afford to pay the 7% of the tax on my food if I spend $6,000 a year on food, which is about what I spend on food? I can afford the 7%, and that's gonna be a lot less money than I pay in state tax that I pay here. Way less money, right? So that actually would be a benefit for me. But you need to weigh those things out, right? A lot of states like Texas, for example, have high property tax, right? So just weigh those things out. Let's see here. IB has initial margin of 50% and maintenance margin of 25%.
Where are you in?
What?
It's not in USA.
Yeah. I don't know what he means by that anyway. You're talking about initial margin per position? It's roughly like 10%.
I'm not following that one.
Yeah,
but I also want to answer that last question is income taxes don't, how can I say this? It hasn't really applied to me very much. Okay. So that's not a factor that really is a big deal for me. Right. But like Dave was saying, there's other factors involved, right? Like I want to move into an RV and we're going to travel, right? But where do I want to put down my roots, right?
Domicile.
So what am I looking at? I'm looking at vehicle registration taxes. I'm looking at driver's license taxes. I'm looking at insurance rates. I'm looking at all those things, right? So I have to weigh all that. So the income taxes I'll probably won't even deal with. So I'm living in California now. Where we end up, I have no idea, but it will definitely be a lower cost of living than California for sure.
And luckily for you, there's states out there that would love to have you to domicile in their state, whether you're a freaking RV nomad or not. Right. So, and they're all tax-free states, and they make the process easy. And because you can thank the Patriot Act that came out of 9/11 basically for having to require a physical address, a real physical address, and no more PO boxes and all that crap. So, you definitely want to live in a state that caters to that and doesn't make it hard. Well, you don't have a physical, wait, this is a UPS, store address. You can't use that, right? Like it's just, it's more invasion of your privacy. But Vehicle registration is a big one because I can remember specifically, I lived in California. Pete Wilson was in. Then you had Gray Davis come in. He tried to triple. And by the way, registration fees in California are a boatload of money. Okay.
Very much.
I pay $76 for my Pathfinder, and I've paid that for like the last 10 years. $76 a year for my Pathfinder to register it. Okay. California, for an old ass Mustang that I own, $350. And Gray Davis comes in, wanted to triple it overnight. And it went through, and that's how who came over after that? That was Schwarzenegger.
Right.
Arnold came in and immediately got rid of it. Recall, later, see you, Pete Wilson, or not Pete Wilson, Gray Davis, see you. So you can't just, look, if you want to raise taxes up, you don't go triple, okay? Do 10%, do 5%. You cannot, like, Jesus, people. You're going to just upset people when you do that. Yeah, I don't know. Sorry. One downtown. Yeah, I don't know. He's probably already just commented down there. We have G here. C. I feel like you're talking about me and my marriage. No, not talking about you specifically. So if you were me, would you continue rolling or take an assignment and start? God, he's down a lot of money too, I think.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think the term Titanic hands might have came from you. I'm just kidding there, but that is the definition of Titanic hands right there. Because I just don't know anything about Mara. And I don't have any faith in that company at all. It wouldn't be one I would want to touch, period. There's no such thing as Dave's Safe on that. Like Dave's Safe, there's no premium down there. I'd probably have to pay him. I don't know how much he's down still. I know he's down a boatload of money, though. Yeah, a lot of contracts, too. It's one of those ones where you might just have to, I just don't know I don't know what contract he's in. I don't know when they expire, nothing like that.
Yeah, it's so much that I wouldn't say I wouldn't be comfortable saying anything, because if you take assignment and it keeps going down, then what? I mean,
I would almost say, if it was me, I probably would have cut and run, and then work on making that money back. Right? It's almost. It's hard to explain unless you've been in the situation before. It's almost like you're still digging down deeper and deeper and deeper, right? And maybe you're not even digging anymore, but the potential to dig deeper is there, right? Instead of being there where you're starting to climb out of the hole, like you've already put the loss behind you. Now I'm working on just climbing out of the hole. You know what I mean? Not going potentially deeper, right? Like it's a mental thing. It's mostly a mental thing. Until you've been in that situation, sometimes putting the loss behind you and just starting to, not revenge trade people, but starting to chip away on those losses, it could be a good place to be mentally, right?
And we're not suggesting that you take the loss.
No,
because
definitely not.
If you take the loss, what'll probably happen, because we said it, is that it'll recover, and you would have been.
It could, it could recover. We can't make that decision for you at all. Disclaimer. So, if you have a bunch of gains in some other place right now, you could use those losses to offset those gains. That's another thing you could do while you're still chipping away, rebuilding, right? That's something you just have to make a decision on. Canada. So if he's in Canada, that's the problem. You just don't know where people are, and a lot of the stuff that we say has nothing to do with.
Yeah, we don't know if they can take losses and write them off.
Yeah, write it off and all that stuff. See here. Oh, maybe you're right about 2 times NLV or NVL. Not sure how they. Yeah, I don't know. It might be 2 times down there. We got Brad in the house. Haven't seen you in a while, Brad. Welcome, buddy. Hope everything's well. He's moving to he made a video, honestly, if you want to take a look at it. The 9 best states for retirees. And honestly, I think it's 9 states that he said in his video. I haven't watched the video yet, but there is 9 tax-free states in this country, folks. So not all of them are worth a shit that you actually want to live in, but it is what it is. But go take a look at that video. Long straddle. Okay, so normally we just call them straddles, but that's a short straddle versus long straddle. That's interesting. We learn something every day, Gerry.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's see here. HP. Let us know how it works out, Blake. I'm kind of curious. No way, it wasn't Blake. It was dividends and doji.
Yeah, it was the one below right here. HPE is my first put 2, just looking to see what happens. If you're buying options, you make money going down or you make money going up. So I would imagine both can. See, I don't have as much experience buying options. Maybe you do. I know you do, Dave.
Well, what's the question?
Well, he's the one that bought the call and the put.
He's doing a straddle though.
Yeah.
So he's banking on the stock making a big move after earnings. If it does not make a big move after earnings, he's going to lose on both sides. And he's going to probably lose a pretty big amount. He's going to probably lose almost all of his premium. That depends on when it expires, but because there's probably a bunch of premium baked in there for the earnings. And the straddle only works, and I don't know why he split the straddle up, because normally the straddle is the same strike, usually, but I mean, it doesn't have to be, but it has to make a big enough move in one direction or the other. It doesn't matter which way, but it needs to be able to wipe out the loss from the other side. If it stays put, like it stays right where it is when it closes, it's going to be a loss on both sides. I've never done one. I've seen it in theory. I always chicken out because it's like $1,000 on each side to buy them. So I just like, oh, I'm not going to do that. Why would I do that when I can just sell premium? Is selling credit spreads the same as selling put option credit spreads? Yeah, I would assume selling credit spreads the same as selling put option. Well, I think the put, because you can buy call option spreads too.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, you can sell put option spreads too. It's not just put, it's call too. What about that, Gerry?
Yeah, you can go on either side. So they're both spreads. Just one's a
and they
call
can be
option
debt
spread
or credit spreads. Okay, so debt spreads are, I think they're not as wide, I think. Or it's costing, I'm assuming that maybe you even buy on the other side. Because the side that you buy is more expensive than the one you sell. Normally a credit spread's the opposite. So a credit spread, right? Like you normally buy the protection, but it costs you less to buy it than what you sold the other one for. But there's debit spreads too, where it's the opposite of that. So the protection costs more than the one you sold. I actually, sound like I know what I'm talking about, folks. I honestly don't do credit spreads at all. I've never done credit spreads. I have recently watched a Tasty Trade video on reducing buying power by using spreads, but I wouldn't use a spread how everybody else would do it probably. I'd probably go like 100 wide, on an Amazon or something like that. But I've talked about it in the Discord. It was $20,000 for me to put a naked put on. $20,000 for a maintenance margin and our margin impact. And then if I bought a 100 wide put below it, it brought down the buying power to $4,000. So I could throw literally 4 of those on, make more money with less buying power being used, right? So It's something you actually need to think about.
I was actually entertaining it in May there because when my buying power, my margin requirement went up to like 70 something %, that's a way that you can reduce that pressure off your account is to buy the put option down lower from wherever you're at on your strike and bring down that margin impact. So that can relieve the pressure as well. So
how come you don't use that strategy in general though to maximize your buying power?
because I feel like buying stuff is wasting money.
But the thing is if you got $50 for a naked put and you bought, a put down, whatever, 5 wide, 10 wide, whatever it is, double wide, and it cut your buying power in a fourth, but you got paid, say, $25, right? Why not throw 4 of those on? Make more money with the same amount of buying power or less buying power.
Yeah, you could do that. What's the downside then?
The downside is I have no experience in how to operate it.
That's the thing. Management. It's like there's a lot more management and moving parts there that you have to
Well,
deal
the thing
with.
is, it's a credit spread, so I think that's the max loss, right? Well, I mean, it has to go on the money, but, has to go on the money against you, certain below your strike, and to take the difference away, whatever. I just don't know how the buy. Yeah, I've never managed one, so I don't know. I'm willing to learn because it might make
I get
sense
what
on
you're
Amazon.
saying. Because I've been playing with a couple of them just as I was sitting there looking at options chains, and it's like, that is interesting. Like you said, like this thing is $5,000 in margin impact, but I can buy this and it only takes up 1,000. But do I need to do that? I guess
There's people that are doing it in the Discord now. They're not necessarily, like in my example here, I used Amazon, right? I wouldn't throw 4 Amazons on, okay? But somebody mentioned in the Discord that, no, I don't throw 4 on. I would just throw more stuff on, right? With that freed up buying power.
Exactly.
The problem is I'm running out of stuff to put on. That's the problem. So
yeah, that was the thing. It was like, okay, if I do this, am I really going to go from 30 contracts to 60 and 90? You know what I mean?
It's like something you should look into, though. Yeah, because I'm even looking into it. If you really want to maximize the efficiency of your buying power, that's the way to do it, right?
Yep.
And you don't have to go like a traditional credit spread either. Okay, I'm going to go 5 wide or nothing. You can just go down enough, right? Go down enough to reduce the buying power, but like that thing would never, if there's not a lot of premium, it's down lower. So yeah, there's not a lot of premium down there. Not a lot of extrinsic value. Let's see here. Check out ArcF. My guess is they don't do weeklies, do they?
I don't think so. I think Arcade's I think Arcade's the only one that does weeklies.
Yeah, and I think that's the reason why I never did ArcF. Do you know what the F is?
Financial, I believe.
Financial. I thought it said
paper, things like that.
Yeah, I don't know. But honestly, because I am doing longer dated stuff now, I'll look at ArcF on Tuesday. I wish it was tomorrow, but I'll look at it on Tuesday, Blake.
See, that's the thing. A lot of those, some of these ETFs that only have monthlies, I'll put them on, but a lot of times I'll only put them on once, right? Because if they're only monthlies, I'll put it on. It has 30 days to expire. I'll take it off in a week after it's gained 50% or whatever. And then what do? You either go up and strike, which I don't like to do with the ETF, but I also don't want to go 7-8 weeks out.
Yes, I've run into
a lot of times they're only one-hit wonders for the month.
Yes, and I think it had crappy freaking open interest on it too. At least when I looked at it, that was like 4 or 5 months ago, I think, when we started looking at those, and it just 68. It was it's a monthly crappy freaking spreads. But I'll look at it again, Blake. I'm always looking, I'm always looking for a new one. So my new favorites, IWM, TNA, IWM, man, this is a good premium there. SOXL, still pretty good. RK is not bad. Thanks for the tip, Blake. I like the ArcF fund, or ArcF, yeah. Arc fuck you funds. Let's see here. David Hipson, I will VI. Okay, so AL. Was that Aflac or that's some insurance company, right? Or whatever.
That's American Airlines.
No shit. Viacom, AT&T, Ford, AMC, Hyliion. What's IDEX?
It's like a $2 stock, $3 stock.
There's some stocks here I would not touch. I'm telling you. Come on, Willis. IDEX. Man, that's a freaking micro. Oh God. Up 600%. Yeah. I don't know. If you cut Hyliion out of there, IDEX out of there, cut AMC out of there. I don't know what Sense is.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with that one. That's Sensodyne? No.
Yeah, that's another one of those.
It's a microcap, I think.
Explosion stocks. Big ass short float on it too. Wouldn't touch it. Wouldn't touch it with your pole.
But like he says, he doesn't mind holding them if they drop like a knife. So to each their own.
I also don't mind holding them if they drop like a knife. You won't be holding them. You'll be sliced in half. I mean, you hold them after you get sliced in half, but Titanic hands, David. Yeah, I'm not, just because I say I wouldn't do it doesn't mean you do whatever you want to do. Like, geez, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to tell people what they can or can't do. I'm not the freaking Holy Grail over here. I'm not, I'm not Jesus. Jeez. It's not, there's only a couple there I would touch. That's just me. So, but he posted some good gains, in his, in the Discord. So, whatever floats your boat. Let's see. Just trying to set yourself up to be in a position where you can take new info and use that to decide what course of action to do. No assignment strategy leaves you more options. That's why, yes, I agree. You have more options. You can take the stock if you want, but you don't. I mean, I don't like the buy right strategy. I agree. There's no pros to wheeling, in my opinion. I think you could make money. You could probably make more money if you just did at the money puts, and hopefully you didn't get assigned for a couple of weeks, or a couple of times you did it, and hope the stock didn't drop, and then turn around and sell right at the cost basis, cover calls. Yeah, you'd make more money doing that than you would probably doing a 2.2 delta. Sorry, just 0.2 delta on the cash secured put side. But in general, there's always more premium on the put side than there is on the call side, usually. Almost always. When do you guys decide to cut losses on strangles versus going inverted for a scratch or to fight it? The strangles are easy for me because what's happening lately for me anyway is both sides are in the green. So, and then I just take the put off and I'm like, all right, well, why would I leave this call on? It's risky. So I just take the call off, and it's normally I'll take the put off. It's up like 40 or 50% in the call side, honestly, because I'm way more conservative on that side. It's normally only up like 10 to 15% or something like that. It's a small amount of money, but I don't know what he means by going inverted though. My spot is inverted. Has started working out fine. Yeah, I don't know what he means by inverted, unless he just means a loss.
Right there at the bottom, it says 230 call and 270 put.
Yeah, how's that possible?
Did he buy?
Is it 230 put and 270 call?
Yeah, is that backwards?
Let us know down there, Vic. See, ARCF and ARC have low IV ranks, so closed out positions. I think IV Papalakin going up eventually. Yeah, I mean the VIX. Where is the VIX? Jesus, come on, Cletus. Let's see, VIX. Uncle VIX. The VIX is kind of. We're back down to the 18s again. Almost 19. So it's not an all-time low, but it's back below 20. I'd like to honestly have above 20 and between 20 and 25, but it was just there. I honestly don't wait around for the VIX to spike. I don't wait around for IV to spike. I don't even look at IV anymore. I put shit on regardless. the IV spikes because we had, hot lips talking or something like that, then I'll put more stuff on that day. And then that's bitten me in the butt a little bit just because we had more down days that week or something like that. But, I'm going to take advantage of the spike, but I'm not going to wait around for the spike. You mean waiting around? You ever try to play options or buy common in VIX before? Like you're waiting around. Like you look at, oh man, this thing could pop to 80, I can make a fortune. But you're just like, it's a decaying freaking asset or whatever the hell the thing is, a decaying instrument. So you're just bleeding off money every single day. And then you're just waiting around for the Hail Mary crash in the market, which is so rare. So it's just not something I even play anymore. But I kind of got off the beaten path a little bit on that one, Gerry. Well, at least I did. Dave and Gerry, what are your thoughts on selling credit spreads? Why or why not?
Kind of just talked about that.
Yeah. Well, in the traditional sense, there's no sense for me to do it. I can get wider with the cash secured put. But what we were just talking about just literally 10 minutes ago is something I may consider doing on some bigger stocks, right? Like an Amazon, a Google, Fuckbook. No, Fuckbook's kind of small, but Amazon's big. Like it scares me to be in those puts, honestly. But I would probably use a credit spread for that, but it wouldn't be like you would probably use it, MDB. Like you'd go like 10 wide or something like that, right? I would be like, 200 wide or something on it because I just want to reduce the buying power. I don't care about the protection of it because I just looked at it. I can be down where I want to be. Like I have an Amazon on right now, by the way. I got an Amazon Strangle on. I got an Amazon 2500 on, okay? I got $600 for that. It's a 3.8% probably in the money. I can still put that strike on, throw the 100 wide protection on, and obviously that I think it cuts it down to like 350 instead of 600. So I could technically throw two of those on, use half the buying power, and make more money. So that's how I'm going to be using, or may use them, just on bigger stocks though. Gerry, why don't you use them?
Yeah, I don't like defined risk because it feels like
it's so funny, isn't it?
It just feels like wrong. Like I'm risking $100. To me, it feels like gambling. I don't know why.
It's so funny because the funny thing is when we talk about credit spreads, there's like a guaranteed loss there if it goes down below, right? But you could always roll those two, right? Which nobody really talks about very much, but you can roll those too. But I feel like there's so much more going on there that you have to like, like I don't have a lot of experience with them. I've skipped the whole phase. And you're right though. I don't like the defined risk. I want to be wider, I want to be wider and make more money. And that's what you can get with the cash secured put.
Right.
That's so funny. Dave, do your trades on it's all from a laptop. How do you manage everything on a small screen? I don't know. I like micros. Gerry, I got a 13-inch laptop here. That's just because I'm a freaking weight weenie when it comes to traveling. So, it's a 4K screen. So, or it's a super high def or whatever the hell they call those. But I have it set to 1080p because my eyes are starting to go slowly but surely. And I can fit a lot on the screen. I mean, is as much as my two 24-inch monitors are sitting here? No, but I just, I have no problems doing what I need to do. Curious about your tech setup. Gerry, what's your tech setup? Yeah, I have a 13-inch monitor, 13-inch laptop here, and it doesn't have a GPU in it. It's got an Intel, it's got a fake GPU in it. So I'll buy a new laptop probably this year before I fire. And then, so this one will be 4 years old come December, and then I'll buy a new one. Gerry, what are you going to use?
Yeah, I don't have a laptop. I have desktop only. I'd like to upgrade my screen. I think I have about a 24-inch screen I'm looking at right now. I'd really like a 32-inch screen.
Curved?
Curved would be nice. Curves are nice, but it's my eyes. I wear glasses, but I can't wear my glasses and look at the screen. But without my glasses, it's a little tough to read. So I'm like in between there. So I'd like to have a little bit bigger screen.
Yeah. I'm starting to get there. I still don't wear contacts glasses. Maybe when I get to your age, I'll probably have to wear glasses, but
I just have a standard. I'm not a standard computer. I actually inherited my son's original gaming computer, and it's like wicked crazy AMD Ryzen something NVIDIA GeForce something, and it's got fans. It's got a clear panel on the side of it. It's all colorful and stuff. I don't know what the hell it does. I just know I need more RAM.
So basically, he needs to be able to sell. He can sell like 1,000 options a second now with that thing.
Yeah.
How much RAM does it have in it, by the way? I think
I only have 8 gigs.
Oh yeah, 16 is the minimum these days. Like this laptop's got 16. My new laptop I'll get later this year. I'll probably try to get 32 in that, even though I probably won't ever use it. But
yeah, and I'm using all 8 usually. I'm right at like 7.
That's because you're using Windows. That's why.
Yeah, probably.
Let's see. I want to buy a new computer monitor. What do you recommend in terms of resolution size for ABR? Well, I would go with like a 32-inch curved monitor. Some of them, the one I was looking at was like $1,000, although I could get a big discount on it probably. But USB, I mean, because I got 224s here, I never use them, but it just takes up. They're so ugly looking. How much room it takes on this desk, and the freaking dust, pockety areas and all that crap. So just one monitor, you can put software on there to take that 32-inch monitor and split it down the middle to make it 2. So you can kind of drag windows and all that. So you can make it look like it's 2 monitors. So I just have to see if I can do that with Linux. But anyways, yeah. Well, let me know, MDB. I'll send you like a model number of one that I was looking at. They're not cheap, by the way. I think it's going to cost you like $700. But with all that premium you're making, with all those long dated stuff, you pay for it in one. What are your losses? What's that?
Just sell one option. You're good to go.
Yeah, it's true. Let's see here. What do we got here? Rebecca, revenge trade. Yes. Hiya. That is technically a term that I did not come up with, although I've learned it many years ago. When you day trade, it becomes a real thing. You take a loss, and it's like, oh yeah, well, I'm going to get right back into this, make my money back, and then before you know it, you're wrong again. That's a revenge trade. Revenge trade is trying to get in, take a big loss, and then try to get right back into it to make your money back. And when your emotions are all screwed up. Let's see here. Down, Jesus. Yikes. Jesus, Gerry, I'm way, way, way behind. Dollar value of losses, yeah, I think it's a lot. If it's a paper loss, it could still come back. It all just comes back, Gerry. When you're in quality positions, it all comes back.
I was gonna say that's kind of what Randy always said. It'll all come back, but everybody missed that part, that last part, if you're in the right stocks.
Yeah. Mara is not. I mean, who knows? Mara could come back. It might come back.
It could.
It's just not one I would go into. So I know it doesn't give me any vote of confidence. How many contracts? It's not a paper loss. I wish. Way too many. Let's just say a significant amount down, thousands and thousands. Yeah, he was hurting. Jesus, Gerry. Is that right or that's Mara?
That's Mara. We don't have good answers for you, Rashid.
Let me just, I hate to even throw this out there, but it looks like it got close to that 20, the 200 period average. So it looks like it kind of turned, it kind of turned the corner a little bit. It's kind of stuck at the 20 period average right now. But honestly, that thing could drop 50%. It would still be overvalued. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, it is what it is. Well, I don't know. I mean, it's up 3,400% in a year. You know what I mean? Dropping 100% would be nothing. So that's just how I look at it. Options.
It's a Bitcoin thing, right?
Yeah, I believe so. It's a mine or whatever. Capital financial. Yeah, I don't know. Options on Bitcoin stocks is risky shit. Good luck. Hope it turns around soon. Yeah. Use my word shit. Don't feel bad, Raj. I lost 4K on Riot on the monster run up after Elon farted February. Was short a few naked strangles. Yikes. So he lost on the call side. Interesting. That's my guess what Rivik's saying here.
Sounds like
we got James in the house, I guess streaming or on here joining us from the Bahamas. Got those big dollars with this big ass yacht. Catching goldfish. Welcome, James. I don't know when you're coming back anyway. Let us know when you're coming back. The max loss on a credit spread is the difference between the strike minus the premium. Yeah. Yeah, I can't figure all that out. It's too much math for me. It's hard to figure that shit out. Okay, I bought this one. I mean, it's like, yeah.
It's that defined risk thing again.
It's the defined risk thing. When you take it off, do you always take it off in a pair? Or you try to because here's what happened to me on my RK. Because there was a time where the RK 200 shares that I owned went up, and I was up at $400, and I'm like, oh, well, I could just take these off, and then maybe RK will drop the rest of the day, and then I'll just take the naked calls off, right? Yeah. Well, they're not naked calls. I'll take the cover calls off, and then kind of split the difference, and I've tried to do that in the past, and it's never worked out in my favor, So I'm like, screw this shit. I'm going to take them off right at the same time. And I'm just wondering if anybody ever does that to the credit spreads too. You try to split them up and try to maximize the loss / profit, right? KISS. Keep it simplistic.
Keep it simple, smarty.
Yeah. See here. Would be interesting to hear if you guys employ back ratio spreads. Buy one closer to the money, sell two further out. I close them at 100% gain usually. So you just mean a wider spread? Is that what you mean here, Vic? Tough trade. What does he mean by that? Employ back ratio spreads. Are you just buy one closer to the money, sell two for? Oh, okay. That's kind of like that repair strategy, right?
Is this on the put side?
It's the opposite, though. Don't you normally buy? Yeah, I don't know. Buy two up, buy one down, whatever. Sell two up, buy one down. Jesus Christ.
So many options and options, man.
Yeah. Is there a name for this? The name helps. Yeah, the names always help. Yeah, let us know if there's a name for that. Yeah, it's a back ratio spread. I don't know. It could be a triple humpback whale. Night, everybody. Need my beauty sleep. Jeez,
night.
What is she doing here? She works nights, but she goes to bed at regular hours. That's odd. I like to reverse the buy-in, the put
reserve
call to make it. Huh? Oh, reserve the buy-in, the put / call to make it spread, and emergency margin pressure release. Okay, so that's basically what you were talking about.
Right.
Does that work well if you put it on and it's been baking for 2 weeks, and then you throw the other side on? If it's already going against you?
I guess it could. I don't know, because if it's going against you, I would think it would cost more to put that on.
It's going to cost more to buy the protection. Yeah. But I think James even talked about that. He's like, he doesn't split them up. But if it's emergency to fix the margin, maybe you would do that.
Yeah, possibly.
What we got here? But for smaller accounts, spreads are an awesome tool that you can use to grow quick. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
But for bigger accounts, look at just doing CSPs with way wider strikes. Make more money. Safer. Is it safer though?
I don't know if it's safer. I don't know.
You don't need the condom when you're down that low. You know what I mean? You're like dry humping. You're literally so far down there that you don't need the protection. So when you're doing the credit spread to make anything worthwhile, right, you get a little taste of that forbidden fruit, you got to be freaking more aggressive. That's why you need the protection.
That was my other problem with it. I was like, well, there's nothing down here where I usually like to be. I got to be up here near the fire, right?
Yeah, exactly. With Thumper, good point. All good here. So IDEX is my best producer in small stock colony. God, that's a scary looking stock. IDEX. Let's see here. Yeah, well, I mean, it's only up 600%, so it beats out Mar. It doesn't beat them out, but it has less to drop, I suppose. Yeah. So they're a software. Yeah, I don't know. I've never heard of them. Inverted is when your call is below your put. What does that do for you? I am an inverted on a few. Your call is below your put. Oh, it's just talking about the P&L, I guess.
P&L.
Yeah, well, the unrealized profit and loss on the position. But now I don't remember what we were talking about. So I'm inverted on a few. No, not backwards. Jesus. Don't buy it balanced. Didn't buy it balanced. Okay, yeah. Normally have the delta neutral. Jesus. I have so much to learn, Gerry. It is when you roll down or roll up because your short call or your put is not. Yeah, so when I'm doing my strangles, like they're so mismatched. Like the delta on the call side is way lower than my put side. Because I feel less comfortable up there, so I get way wide. What do you think of yeah, I don't like it. If it works for anybody here, by all means, but don't come to me when you're upside down in it. Cover calls. Phew, does he own it? Several grand every month. Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't touch it. I'm making several grand a month anyway, period, without doing it. So it's the way I look at it. Why would I put myself at risk? Literally inverted to prevent loss, just rolling until I break even. So what was it he's rolling? Was it a credit spread, a straddle, vertical calendar spread? What the heck was it again? You remember, Gerry?
It was when he bought one and sold two or something like that.
But he had his 230 was a call. His put was a 270.
It was a 230 call, 270 put or something like that.
Yeah.
So you're rolling it down to repair or to collect premium to offset the other loss? Is that what we're doing?
I need to see charts. Thumper, I need charts. I sell VIX on giant spikes pretty successfully. That's probably not a bad way to go. Wait for the spike. Don't just sit in it. Yeah, I don't know. I've tried that before. It just didn't work out in my favor. Oh, it's way up, and then you sell them, and then it keeps going up, and it's like, and you average down, and you buy more, whatever the heck it is. I guess it's selling more here, but I've just never been successful in it, and it's just, I don't know. Shit, Gerry. Not Jesus. It's Jesus. I called somebody that one time. His name was Jesus, but I called him Jesus because I had no idea, and I looked like an idiot. It was at work too. Like, hey Jesus, what's going on? I am.
And they answered, yes, my son.
Well, I don't remember when it was. It was so long ago. It was back when I was very ignorant. I'm still ignorant today, but not as ignorant at least. But do you guys, let's see, do you have a lot of insights and experience? Flatten my learning curve and help me along. Honestly, this community is great. Yeah. It's a lot of people in the Discord I'm learning from. I learned from Gerry. I learned from Thumper. I learned from Randy. I mean, I've done so many different strategies over the years. There's a lot of things that I'm just comfortable in my wheelhouse, but I've never done these advanced things. Never done jade lizards and all that bullshit, zebras and triple humpback veils and PMCCs, and I've done a couple of those. But some learning too. And there's a lot. There's so much. We're scratching like this much of the surface when the surface is about as old as Gerry. So
that's kind of small. But
no, it's not small. But yeah, glad you're there, and I'm glad you participate in the chats too on the Thursday night. Yeah, I know either way it's a tough situation. Just thought taking an assignment would be better than sitting still rolling. I don't think that helped you either way, honestly. Like, it didn't hurt you, but it didn't help you, right? Rolling versus taking an assignment. Because you mean rolled would have been no different. You just take the big loss and then you roll and comes back. I mean, unless you have big gains you can offset it with, but I think you're in Canada maybe, so maybe you can't even do that. I don't know. But I don't think there's any benefit to take an assignment versus rolling, really.
Yeah, I mean, it says you can generate 500 to 1,000 a week by covered calls. That's if you can sell. That's if the stock stays where it's at.
Yeah.
If it goes down, then you're in a world of hurt again. So it's kind of.
Yeah. I mean, so one of the options is to just half it, take half the loss, right? But then keep some. So that way, if it does drop, the 50 or 100%, you're not literally freaking totally naked when that ocean goes out. But I don't know. That's a tough one because we can't make the decision for you. Just discovered your channel and watched all videos in a day. Yeah, he's got short videos, except for the one today. No. Yeah, go ahead and take a look at Thumper's videos. He honestly explains it very well. Use charge and all that shit. So, let's see here. What if it goes down? Keep rolling if you can. Yeah, well, he's not rolling though. He's talking about taking an assignment. So he's in Discord. Maybe you can provide some guidance for him. Yeah, I just roll Raj or sell a call to bounce delta. Could do that to stop the bleeding a little bit. The thing with that though is that stock could just run up super fast. It could, right?
It could.
So that's the problem with that stock in general. It could run in either direction in 100% in a week. That's the reason why it's so risky. Welcome, Damien. You just Netflix binged my channel. He Netflixed and chilled your channel, Thumper. Smash the like button, y'all. Dan the man. When do you put another video out, Dan? Go take a look at Jan's channel. Back from he's back. Dang.
That was a short one.
That was a short one. Came back yesterday. It was like 2 days, 3 days. How long's the boat ride out there? That's my question. How many knots? How many knots did you go? Nobody knows what knots are. It was like came back from, I don't know if it started in the military, but it was like rope or something hanging off the side of the boat or whatever, and they count the knots and how much time passed between the knots. That's how they determine how fast they're going. So that's where the knots came from.
It's interesting.
I hope I got that right. I'm full of a bunch of information, just not anything useful. Joining the stream. Hey, Jamie, what's up? Jamie is the sidekick here. He gets all my bad jokes. Glad to have you back. I know the guys were missing you out there. Yeah, we were definitely. Hoping you enjoyed. Yeah, he sent me a picture, DM me a picture of this goldfish. I don't know what kind of fish they were, so I'm kind of curious. They look like goldfish. I don't know. I don't know if nobody eats goldfish.
Goldfish are carp, anyway.
Are they?
Pretty much. They're the carp
we
family.
flushed a lot of carp down the toilet when I was growing up.
Yeah, exactly.
Welcome. I don't know. You know what's funny? Why did we throw them? Why did we flush them down the toilet? We can just throw them in the trash. They're like this big. Why do the parents always flush them down the toilet?
That's a good question. I don't know. Maybe they had put them in put them in their habitat in the water.
See them freaking twirl. Oh man. I see you guys had a good month, Thumper. Yeah. It ended up being a pretty good month. I do back ratios.
He explains it a couple down.
Good. I need a back massage. I did 2 last month. No back ratios. Buying one, put and selling 2. So you're paying for the put that you buy.
Well,
with the 2 you sell. So it's almost free. Or you make a little bit of money is my guess. Trying to see that doesn't protect you 100% though, right? It's a little bit of protection there.
Are you buying higher though?
Well, that's
than
a good
the
question.
Selling?
Maybe that's what a back ratio is. Is the one you're buying higher than the 2 that you're selling? I like these strategies. And what would you use it for? With back ratio, you want it to drip a tad. I'm assuming maybe says drop, but not lots to give more safety. Yeah, I don't know. I have to see somebody make a damn video on that. Freak, Thumper, make some useful videos for a change,
There you go, Thumper. That's your channel.
Wheelhouse.
Advanced options teaching.
Exactly. Repair and trades and advanced repairs, back ratios and triple humpback back massages or whatever. I don't know what you want to call it, but dude, there you go. Right there. That's a good example. Back ratio. The name back ratio usually 2:1. And that makes sense because you're going to pay for the 2 that you sell is going to pay for the one you buy. It's just where do you put it and when do you do it and when would you use it and why would you use it, right? They're done all at the same time. That's interesting. It's all like a butterfly without the last wing. Jesus Christ, Gerry. Broken
butterfly.
Condors. Huh?
Poor butterfly.
Yeah.
Missing
Poor condor. I like broken wing butterflies also, but I'm already sounding too cute on here. You're not sounding cute, Vic. I think all these are great tools to have in the shed. My problem is my shed is not big enough to take these tools in it right now. So, and I'm talking about my brain. But honestly, I like having more tools in my shed like this. I just need to know when to use it. Why would I want to use it? What is it going to do for me? How am I going to benefit from it? And honestly, not that you guys are doing this here, but I have seen people in the past on YouTube or whatever talking about this crap just because they want to sound smart. You know what I mean? Or they'll bring it up, what about Jay Lizard? Yeah, Jay Lizard. It's like, well, you're just saying that because you like to say something that somebody doesn't know, or you actually want to utilize it, right? There is some valid reason to use Jay Lizard. I just learned it thanks to James, right? I haven't had to, have no real reason to use a Jay Lizard, but I like to have the tool in my shed. So learning butterflies, learning broken wing condors and butterflies and freaking back ratios, and I think it could be useful. I'll look into it,
He says down below, 2 down. When you are inverted, you want the stock to end up.
When you are inverted, you want the stock to end up between the 2.
So that makes sense because that's what he was saying. What Vic was saying, I believe, is you want it to drop a bit. So the one you bought, you want it to drop below the one you bought, but you don't want it to challenge the two you sold.
So my question is what strategy is this? Why would you put this on?
Yeah.
You repairing something here, or is this like a strategy that, okay, I'm looking at the stock here, it's at such and such on the chart, I'm going to go ahead and stick a back ratio on, or is this a repair something?
I think you said it was put on all at the same time, right? Or am I thinking of something else?
Well, he did say that, but does that mean that you're trying to put a repair trade on all at the same time, right? Because otherwise, why? I need to know why you would do it, right? Yes, Gerry, you are correct. You are a collection more premium because has been violated. I'll have to look at it. I just need a video on it, I suppose, and I need to know the ins and outs of why you would want to do it and when you would do it. Paul, let's see here. Check out the recent YouTube video about Devo from its creators. I already seen that one.
Mm-hmm.
I've already seen all the videos they just put out on it. It might, I don't know, somebody shared it on Discord, but then somebody also shared it on Twitter, so I watched both of them. I'm a big fan of Devo, but this is a good selling point. Devo ETF first quarter report. Yeah, I watched it. I'll be putting more money in Devo going forward. It's not going to be. It's going to be equal with like Nusi and Jeppy and QLG, maybe QLG. Kind of just keep that one in the secrets for now because I don't know yet, but we'll see. Check out, oh shit. Because it can run up so fast, the repair strategy would have been a much better choice than selling covered calls. Yeah, I don't know what he's referring to. 4 days in Bahamas. How many days does it take you? How long is it? Oh, wait, hang on a second.
Right there, 2.5 hours.
2.5 hours. Okay, that's not that bad. I'd rather. Well, I don't know. Probably get seasick. I'm afraid of that.
That's what it took me to get to Avila Beach.
2.5 hours, but you're in a car.
2.5 hours. Yeah, in a car. Yeah.
Yeah. You weren't going 27 knots either.
No, I was probably going a little faster than that.
Probably. Let's say they were yellow eye snappers. That's what they were, Gerry.
They look good.
Yeah. Is that a food you would eat? I've never had a snapper before. Yellow eye too. They need new kidneys. Well, not is it? No, they need new livers.
Livers, yeah.
Yeah, they need new livers.
They have jaundice.
Yeah, jaundice. Is it used to? Let's say it is used to make. Okay, it's used to make money on something that you expect to go up or down, but just a little. I can make money with a cascade put. You throw a strangle on it if you think it's not going to move.
I was just going to say, why not a strangle?
Yeah. Yeah, tell us why wouldn't you just do a strangle then, James? Back ratios are good when you have put screw. Oh, sorry, skew. I saw screw.
Of course you did.
Yeah. Oh shoot. Put skew.
Does that mean that when we just have nothing but puts on? Is that what you're talking about?
I don't think that's what he means, but maybe he means that maybe the put it's skewed towards the put side versus the call or the call side. I don't know. Jeez, I'm making shit up now. My butterfly last month with 100% return on the 50 I spent. Bought butterfly for $50, sold for $100, released at my daughter's wedding. I don't know anything about butterflies. I mean, I've heard the term for years. I just never really looked into it. A lot of these terms, they're just tools. They're tools. That's all they are. And knowing when to use them and how they can help you is important. But And if I can get away without doing all that fancy shit, but I still want to learn stuff. I still want to learn new things and stuff. So, but like iron condors, to me, there's no reason for me to do one. Butterflies are very inexpensive and usually only done for 7 to 10 days out. And I'm not even usually screwing around with stuff that short anyway. Back ratios are strategy in of itself. Okay, well, is that the official name of it?
Back ratio.
Yeah. Delayed.
I think it's delayed.
Oh, delayed. Chat here to when you talk. Middle comment was regarding repair. Yeah, because we're trying to get to the last of the comments. We've already been going for 2 hours and 10 minutes.
It gets a little tough with the chat because it's we're delayed so much.
Yeah, sorry, people. Gerry just likes to talk and talk and talk and talk and talk. Just kidding. Yeah. Let's see here. Regarding repair and inverted strangle. Sorry, the confusion. Yeah, we're sort of at the bottom of the chat anyway. I was referring to Reg's trade. The good thing is we're all in the Discord, so we can go over this stuff in there. I'll look at some videos on it too and learn some. Because me, like I just get so, 1 o'clock in the morning, looking at the markets. I get bored and stuff, so I like to learn new stuff. So I'll learn what back ratios are and butterflies and all that stuff on. Please put skew, the put screw into the put skew. Yeah, I thought of some.
I would like some skewers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want some
sheesh.
Kubata? You want some kubata? You want some kebabs?
Exactly.
Yeah, Middle Eastern kebabs, baby. Woo! Yeah, it's tasty. Put skew is when puts are in demand and the price isn't much different between higher and lower strikes. Huh. I don't know. I need to learn some because, how do you even see that? You know what I mean? Like, it all looks normal to me. You know what I mean? When I look at something, what kind of stocks would you use it on and stuff? Looks like we've already peaked All Good's fun meter at this point, so she's taking off, going to bed. Good night, All Good. Can you have someone in the back room throwing up in the chat? I'm
not laughing at you, but it's like we have some sort of production team behind us.
Hey, Frank, can you make sure that gets up there when I need it to get up there? All right. Camera crew, lights, action. You know what I mean? What do you think kind of production is this? Come on, please. No. It's me throwing them up, but the problem is we're talking about them as they come. And it's a big pet peeve of mine to leave people's questions unanswered, because I join other people's chats and stuff, and they do that all day long. They won't even get to the people's questions, and I don't like that. That's something that bugs me, and I don't want to do it to my people.
Yeah.
So
I agree.
Great stream as usual. We peaked Thumper's, fun meter too. Thanks again, guys. Hey, thanks a lot for joining, Vic. You taught us some of the new stuff. I don't know if you're in the Discord. If you're not, join. It's free. It doesn't cost anything. And we're never going to charge. So good night, all. Good night. Yeah, let's call it here. Happy birthday to you, Gerry. It's 2 hours and 13 minutes. Have a great Memorial Day weekend day tomorrow. Take the day off. You have my permission to take the day off and not trade. Okay.
Thanks, Dave.
So, anyways, it's been fun, people. I'll look up some of these new turns and strategies, so I don't look like a total freaking idiot. But we'll see you. Have a good week too. So we'll see everybody next week. So,
yep.
Yeah. Anyways, I'll mention it next week. So, anyways, take care, everybody. Later. Bye.
See ya.